Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm going to bring up a topic, and I'm going to do possibly two tests on this, but I think we'll just try it on the Legion boss because I've had players say this comment to me quite a bit, actually. You shouldn't fly around, and if you stay in one place, you will get a higher score on the Titan and on the Legion boss. And so when I'm using the Conqueror, the thoughts into this is if you can get all of your bullets during the transformation to hit that core while keeping your missiles going up to do all 5 rounds to the core also, that you can possibly get a higher score doing that. And then some will argue by getting up closer that your wing gun will fire faster. But there has been many players stating that if you stay at the bottom and you don't move, that you will get a higher score. Is there a way we can put this to rest to see which side is correct? And so I will do a Legion boss run, a couple runs. I did one just a second ago, and I started thinking maybe I can use this Legion boss to, use this as maybe some type of proof of, which one is right and which one is wrong, or are we both correct? Is there a difference? And so let's go into here, and right here I got 174.4 billion, and I kind of flew up and down a little bit, just kind of testing out the missiles. They did change the missile fire rate, so flying up and down is a little bit tougher to get those missiles to coordinate with you trying to go up and down. And so I still have 4 challenges that I can do. Why don't we do 2 challenges with no flying around, and then we'll do 2 challenges flying around a little bit, and let's see if we can get some sense into this. And I will use the transformation on both of these. We are looking for the high score on this on both sides, so I'm not going to necessarily hold back on that and the transformations. And let's just kind of see what happens here. Yeah, I keep hearing this, and I keep getting comments about it, and I've kind of shrugged it off a little bit and kind of laughed about it to a degree. And so I started thinking, why not just test this? Why don't we come to the conclusion of who's right and who's wrong? So I will, again, we're not going to fly around. I will try to dodge some of the stuff and play this the normal way that I would normally play it if I'm trying to get. But right here, me personally, I like to fly up and fly around. But everyone insists if you guess stay at the bottom or don't move, which I don't understand how you don't move, but I'm going to try to do this just more at the bottom and not really move. So it's a little subjective there on what moving might mean, and you're seeing me try to buff that armor a little bit, guys. So here's the transformation right here at 20. So 75.6. Now I did one earlier, and it was pretty close to the same. I was kind of flying around. I wasn't really taking it that serious, but they were pretty close in value. And again, some of the players saying, hey, if you don't move around, you're going to get a way higher score. I think right here I'm starting to see you're not getting a way higher score either side. So I think we got a little basis of the test here, just a tiny bit. So that was the first one. So 175.6, just hanging at the bottom. And let's do it again. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm just going to hang back again, let my missiles work for me, and without moving around. But again, if you're trying to dodge a little bit, I don't understand how you can't move. That doesn't really make sense to me a little bit. So I'm not really quite sure what these players are meaning by not moving around. Is it hanging back? Don't do the up and downs. Because it's kind of hard not to move around to dodge some of this, just personally. I guess I'll do the best I can here. And I will transform at the 20 mark there, just like I did the first time there. And I will do a Legion Boss one also, or not Legion Boss, but I will do a Titan one here soon. So 172 this time, guys. 172.1. Just hanging out at the bottom, not moving around, not doing a bunch of stuff, okay? So I'm going to play this now how I normally would just play it. I believe in moving up and down, and I believe getting all of the basically bullets to the core instead of flying around all over the place. It just makes more logical sense when you put it that way. So I'm going to challenge this a whole different way here. Not completely a whole different, but by moving around. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because, again, if you're hitting that core there, whether you're moving around or not, as long as you're hitting that core, that's kind of what needs to happen. That's how you get your points. It's just staying on that core. And I don't think high or low, now that I think there would be a little difference again if you're not in the Conqueror, if you're not letting those missiles charge from the bottom and go all the way up, and if you count, there should be five rows that come out of that bundle there. And so for me, that does make sense, but when I get into this transformation this time, and there's 20, so I want to get up here, let my missiles go. They did change the missile rate, so it has been a little bit trickier to do this with a faster missile rate. It seems like the Legion Boss isn't quite as fast as the Titan, though. So 175.8. So me just hanging out at the bottom on that first round was 175.6. Me flying around a little bit is 175.8. So I'm not going to say that that is better. You know, there's a little fluctuation to the game. We all know that. And so I'm thinking still a little bit even here, just a little bit. Now, the last one that I did just hanging at the bottom was 172.1. So that one has me a little bit scratching my head, and you know, it could be a little bit of a variable there, but let's do this one more time here. But now we're starting to get to a point where none of us are able to say if this is true or not. So I'm going to play it again the way I normally would play it. Again, I'm not trying to be Mr. All-Pro here, guys, but let's see if we can come to a little conclusion with this. Okay, so here's my transformation. Again, I like to go up and down. I like to try to see how the bullets are hitting the core. I kind of messed up there a little bit, just trying to So 177.5 billion. And, you know, technically that is the highest score out of doing it 4 different times. Again, 175.6 just hanging out at the bottom and trying not to move that much. The next one was 172.1 just hanging out at the bottom. But I was pretty consistent in 175.8, which was a tiny bit higher than the 175.6 by not moving, by moving, and then I got a 177.5 billion by moving up and down. And I didn't even do it completely correct on moving up and down. And so I am going to do a Titan version of this, but right here, you know, well, moving around sure as heck didn't hurt us. That's for sure. I didn't get a way gigantic score by just hanging back. So I think this is a pretty cool test. This will be test 1. And again, I'll try this on the Titan tomorrow. But as of right now, you know, for the players that keep screaming to the other ones, you know, flying around or, hey, you're going to get a higher score, you might be eating your words just a tiny bit. Now, again, I'd like to have a second round on this with the Titan, and maybe we can kind of put this to a little bit more of a rest. We'll have a timestamp that we can do tomorrow with the Titan on the nuclear. I call it the nuclear blast, the first blast that comes out, and the Titan transformation. We can get timestamps on that and see if moving up and down and around while hitting the core is better, or as some of the other players have been saying, you are going to get a way higher score by not moving around. And so as of right now, it looks like moving around was doing a little bit better. But this is the first test. And then again, I'll use the Titan tomorrow. I'll kind of take one for the team and not really care about, you know, winning the Titan or anything like that. I'd rather do some testing anyways. But right here, guys, it's pretty in our face. I was moving around, and we did get a little bit higher of a score. So, again, I really appreciate all the comments. I really appreciate all the support. And again, here's the number one thing. In just about most of my videos, I say, guys, just try to test these yourself. And also, just what? Have fun.